Hi, I'm Liz,
And I'm Julia.
and we are OT students here at Nazareth College. The hottest topic of debate currently in the occupational therapy community is whether we should move from a master's degree to an entry-level doctorate program in order to be qualified to practice. However, before you take your side, it is important to be educated on the basics of current types of degrees available within the field of occupational therapy. Today, there are programs across the country that offer such degrees as associates, entry-level masters, entry-level doctorates, and post-professional doctorates. Let's take a look at the details. First, we will start with the associate's degree in occupational therapy. This is the degree needed to practice as a certified occupational therapy assistant. It is the next degree higher than a high school diploma and the GED and is usually awarded by 2- and 4-year schools. Currently, there are over 180 programs offered in the United States. This degree typically takes 2 years to complete. Academic requirements include, but are not limited to, knowledge in biology, anatomy and physiology, statistics, human development, psychology, abnormal psychology, sociology, task analysis, occupational science, and ethics and professional issues surrounding OT. Before graduating, students completing the associate's level degree in occupational therapy must meet a minimum ACOT requirement of 16 weeks of full-time Level 2 fieldwork experience across a variety of settings, as well as Level 1 fieldwork experience as determined by their institution. COTAs practicing with their associate's degree work in collaboration with licensed OTs, conducting occupational profiles, administering standardized assessments, providing input to intervention plans, and reporting any observations and documentation from sessions. They are responsible for understanding client goals and coming up with activities that facilitate movement towards those goals. The master's degree is the degree needed to practice as a licensed occupational therapist and is currently available at 175 colleges and universities. The master's degree requires 4 years of undergraduate level education and 1 to 2 years of graduate level classes. Students in this program must obtain knowledge in sciences including biology, physics, sociology, abnormal psychology, anthropology, statistics, human development, and anatomy and physiology. They must understand the role of occupation across the lifespan, the history and philosophy of the profession, and theory of practice. They must also demonstrate knowledge of screening, evaluation, implementation of services, and the ethics, values, and responsibilities behind OT. Fieldwork requirements include 24 or more weeks of full-time experience. They must be an active consumer of current research and knowledge in regard to OT practice and support the growth and spread of this knowledge. Practitioners with a master's degree are expected to provide interventions from evidence-based practice and may need to fulfill continuing education requirements. Next up is the degree that is making all the fuss, the entry-level doctorate in occupational therapy, or the OTD. Right now, only 20 schools in the United States offer an entry-level OTD program. This degree is a clinically oriented doctorate degree achieved at the student level before entering the profession. OTs with an OTD perform the same tasks, evaluations, and interventions as those practicing with a master's under the same scope of practice. They can hold administrative positions and have higher expectations for engagement in leadership and policy development, staff development, and advocacy for the profession. Obtaining the OTD can take up to 2 years. Students are expected to complete the same academic requirements as those in the master's program, including the ACOT Level 1 and 2 fieldwork standards. During their graduate years, students will complete a 16-week experiential component, usually consisting of a unique clinical experience, as well as a final culminating project. Did you know you can also obtain a doctorate after you've graduated and entered the professional workplace? That's exactly what the post-professional doctorate is for. The post-professional OTD is obtained after graduating with a master's and reapplying to the program, often after having clinical experience in the field. This clinical doctorate program follows a similar curriculum to that of the entry-level doctorate. Students need to complete an experiential component along with a final project organizing skills in areas like clinical practice, research, administration, leadership, program and policy development, advocacy, education, and theory development. To graduate with this degree, educational requirements typically last 2 years on top of the 5 or 6 years needed to obtain the master's degree. Currently, 56 institutions offer the post-professional clinical doctorate within the United States. Terminal academic degrees that can be awarded to practicing OTs include the doctorate in philosophy, doctorate in education, and doctorate in science. All 3 of these are research-based and can be achieved in 2 to 3 years of school. In order to apply for any of these, a student must already have graduated with their master's degree and completed the fieldwork criteria. These programs are not specific to OT. Therefore, they are offered in many universities and colleges across the country. Clinicians with these titles practice under the same scope as other licensed OTs, but are held at a higher prestige and qualify for higher pay and tenure. They also qualify for administrative positions in clinical and academic settings and are expected to take on roles heavy in leadership and research. The PhD is specific to a field of study. Occupational therapists can receive a PhD in areas such as occupational science, occupational therapy, or rehabilitation. This degree is heavy in experimental research, specifically literature review. One sample curriculum from Nova Southeastern University includes courses such as statistics, research design and methods, grant writing, publication, leadership development, and several OT-based classes such as theory and models of practice development and occupational performance. Students will also complete a research residency and a doctoral dissertation. This is the most common type of terminal academic degree awarded to occupational therapy clinicians. The next type of academic doctorate is the doctorate in education. The EDD is very similar to the PhD, but has a foundation more focused on education and academics and is heavy in qualitative research. Students receiving an EDD are required to assist in research and student teaching under the wing of a faculty member in their program. The EDD can be broad or have a specific specialization, such as one offered by Columbia University in movement and daily function. The last and least commonly awarded degree is the doctorate in science. The SCD is the PhD of physical sciences. The research that is done is more focused on finding new topics of interest to support their field of study. Research is supervised, and students must also complete a dissertation. Some of the general areas of study for the SCD include health and wellness, human and sports performance, and epidemiology. Now that you know the ins and outs of all of the different educational paths OT students have to choose from, you can decide for yourself whether the OT community should move up in its educational standards.